Diablo 4 Season 6 just launched. Well, it did on October 7th anyway. So either you're a little late to the party, or you're just like me and want to feel nostalgic. Let's dive into the changes. The first and arguably most important change was to the Wings of the Creator emote. Now instead of being gold, they're pink, which is weird. Jokes aside, let's get into the real changes of the season. The first thing that you'll notice is that the level and Paragon caps are different now. Previously, you could only get to level 50, but now you can get all the way to level 60 before you start gaining Paragon, which allows you to put more points into different skills and passives. Once you start gaining Paragon, you might notice that now, instead of getting to level 100, which was 50 Paragon with 4 points per level, you get all the way up to 300 potential Paragon, which gives you a lot more opportunity to explore those Paragon boards. Talking about levels, they also changed the levels of difficulty. No longer do you have world tiers, instead you have normal all the way through Torment 4. If this gives you nostalgia of Diablo 3, that's because it's pretty similar to Diablo 3. So what's this season all about? Well, if you look at your map at any given time, you should see an icon like this, which indicates the spawn of a Realm Walker. Hop on your little horsey and head on over to see what it's all about. Once you get there, you'll see this giant portal in the ground until the event begins. Once it does, the Realm Walker will unburrow from the ground like a giant groundhog and summon a bunch of enemies. The Realm Walker fight is very fun. You can do absolutely no damage to it until you slay a bunch of its minions to anger it, at which point doing damage to its minions seems to do damage to it. I'm not really clear on the lore here, but you have to repeat this a few times before it actually decides to take damage. I promise this does happen eventually though, at which point you can finally kill whatever remaining minions or whatever is around and do damage to it and kill it. Once it's dead, you'll be able to enter the realm that was on its head. Inside the realm, you've basically got a dungeon that you have to traverse. While going through the dungeon, you'll eventually find the realm gate. At this gate, you can choose one of a few different options for rewards in this realm. I chose equipment because I'm still a weak boy leveling up just how they intended. Inside the gate, you may also find challenge portals scattered throughout. Inside the challenge portal, you'll have your little challenge. In this case, I've got to kill a bunch of enemies. That's pretty typical. And at the end of the event, here I got a couple treasure chests based on how well I did in the challenge. Look at all the oboes. Did I just miss a chest? Surely I go back for that. Once you finally make it through the entire realm, you'll get a reward chest. Wait, that's not just a chest, it's a challenge! Because of course, it's at the end of a dungeon, there's a boss. Kill all the enemies and whatever the objective tells you to finally get your actual reward. In this case, I got a bunch of gear and materials, but the real treat here are the opals. I'll talk more about that in just a second. Participating in the season nets you some season-specific experience. Come on over to Crusader Daemon to unlock all of these things when you get enough experience. The last thing here gives you some ancestrals. That's pretty nice. Now coming back to opals, what are these things? Well, remember how I said that there are 300 Paragon levels with which you can get points now? Yeah, opals are a good way to get levels because they give you 15% increased experience. The best part about this is that this stacks with existing elixirs and incense, so you can get a bunch of extra experience if you run all of these. Anyway, for better or for worse, that's Season 6. It came out with the expansion, so a lot of time and effort probably went into that, which is why this seems a little bit surface level, but at least it's another activity you can do in the game, and I hope that they continue to add these types of things to the game to make it really feature rich. If you want to see more no bullshit season reviews for games, please let us know in the comments down below and click that subscribe button so that you know when we actually make them. Thank you, good night, and remember to check your bank account statements periodically to make sure there's nothing that you don't recognize on them. Am I still getting loot?